Welcome back everyone. In this video, I will be completing the Afflicted Garangolm challenge. This is a self-imposed challenge where I kill an Afflicted Garangolm without the use of any items. I do not go back to camp, and I am not allowed to cart. Health may be recovered through use of endemic life, palico healing RNG, and healing skills like blood right. This challenge came to me while fighting afflicted variants and realizing that some hunts I did not need to heal as much as normal due to curious leeching coupled with blood right from Malzinogreaves. So I decided to pick Garangolm as my challenge monster due to his size and strength. The size comes into play as a GS user because being able to consistently hit a target is crucial for my healing skills to activate, and the strength was to ensure the challenge was difficult enough to be worth the run. It turns out his strength provided a much harder challenge than previously expected. Garangolm may not be the fastest monster, but you'll shortly see that what he lacks in mobility he makes up for in substantial damage. Also, this big guy can clear very large distances if he wants to. If you want to skip to the actual run where I successfully complete this challenge, I've posted the timestamp below. The clips leading up to it will show my various attempts and a couple montages of my death. I probably died every imaginable way fighting this thing, from straight up smacks to rocks being thrown on me. This golem ended my afflicted run over and over and over. This montage of you watching me getting pummeled is not an exhaustive list by any means. It's just major times that I failed, and I figured it was a good enough sample size to prove my point. Now to be clear, I was able to clear Garangolm on most of my runs, just not with the self-imposed rules. Most of the times whenever I died, I'd turn off the recording and finish the hunt to keep getting experience and items, etc. Eventually, however, I was able to clear him with no items and 2 carts. The clip being played currently is one of my hunts where I did cart twice and still managed to defeat him. I cut out most of the footage but wanted to highlight the fact that I did cart twice prior to beating him.
Isn't the end. Are you ready? It's over. I'll get myself back up.
As time went on, I began to consistently kill Garangolm with just 1 cart. Believe it or not, going from 2 carts to 1 cart wasn't that big of a leap either. Many runs involved an early cart, followed by a flawless run. One theory as to why this could be the case is that blood right only activates on broken parts, and the parts only break after enough damage has been done. This takes time and makes the beginning of fights quite precarious. I began really questioning what part of these runs were failing, and I identified a couple parts. Even if I played perfectly for say 5 or 10 minutes, if there was even a brief window of time where Garangolm got a combo off, or just bad RNG positioning, or just an unfortunate whiff with the GS and I would take some damage, I was left in a situation where my health was low and I needed to recover, and the only way I could recover is to engage again. A lot of time this hyper-aggressive offensive strategy led to my demise. So then I thought, well, if healing is the issue, I'm not able to recover my health, then maybe I should use 2 palicos. Maybe that'll work, and that's still within the rules, right? You'll see from the footage that I actually didn't need to capitalize on both the cat's healings many times. I left the healing trees and the clover bats to rot at times because I simply didn't need as many as I was given. That being said, there were times where I actually did utilize both cats' healings. You'll see one part in the clip where I used 4 healing bubbles at one point in time. Something else that I noticed was interesting while using 2 cats, because I've never done that before, is a lot of their skills would trigger at the same time, which made it less beneficial to use some of their skills. It would have been more beneficial if the skills like herbaceous healing activated at different time intervals so that I could have a continual healing over time effect rather than both popping up, but I made do. The remaining 6 minutes of this segment of the video are the highlights from this run, with a few close calls, some big palico heals, and Garangolm being smacked in this montage instead of me. Even though this marked my first clear at less than 12 minutes by my own rules, I still felt like I took the easy way out, so I decided to do one more run. The following run I actually managed to clear it, this time with my palico Tracy and my palamute Mango. I'm going to let this last segment of the video play uninterrupted for those that want to see the whole run. For those of you that are interested in what my build was and not being able to view it from the previously sped up end screens, here it is. It's a pretty balanced set that incorporates offensive and defensive skills, with the most important ones being focus, weakness exploit, and critical boost for offensive, and defiance, recovery up, divine blessing, and stun resistance for defensive. The other skills were just the cherry on top. There you have it, hunters, a successful self-imposed challenge to kill Afflicted Garangolm with no cart, no healing items, no return to camp as a GS user. This took at least 30 tries to complete, but I do feel accomplished doing so. Until next time.